There is more to this world than meets the eye, beyond our conception. If you understand this, then I can share a piece of what I know to be very real. In the beginning, there were three: man, made from clay; angels, made of light; and jinn, made of a smokeless fire. Remember this, if nothing else. All shaitan and afrit are jinn, but not all jinn are shaitan or afrit. The afrit is stronger. I've never seen or felt a spirit or strong energy for that matter. My husband, however, is a deeply spiritual Muslim. He's good at reading people. He sees things and sees messages, visions in his dreams, and has past supernatural experiences. One night, while we were sleeping, he saw something. I woke up suddenly and the nightlight was on. He was standing by it, looking around the room with a confused and stunned look on his face. He climbed back into bed and whispered to me, "There's an evil spirit in here." I was speechless, and there were questions running through my mind. He explained to me it was an evil jinn, and he said it was on the wall on his side of the bed. It started out kind of small and grew bigger and bigger. Then it crawled over him, grabbing his arms and digging into him, finally pinning him down. He said it was strong, stronger than it should be, and in its solid form. It appeared to be human initially, but it had not quite mastered humanity, or perhaps it didn't bother to. It did not breathe. It did not blink. Its skin was blackened and radiating an unnatural heat. The unblinking stare was so eerie, and when it started to whisper to him, he recognized it for what it was. The shock made him freeze momentarily. Luckily, his prayer alarm went off, scaring it. The prayer made it let go of him. Equally jolted by the prayer, my husband started praying too, informing the jinn he was a servant of God and telling it to get out. He said it shot up to the ceiling and took off towards the kitchen, its form shrinking and disintegrating. He thinks it was trying to stop him from prayer before he could even start. Later that day, I tried cleansing the room with Palo Santo. He said the jinn has been with me a long time because it's strong, and it's the reason why I lash out sometimes without reason and have trouble controlling my anger. I have a history of anger problems, and I used to allow myself to be with and tolerate people that were not good for me. He said that is what brought it out, like blood in the water to a shark. It attached itself to me and whispered away without me realizing it. I did later realize that the people I mentioned were hurting me and my psyche, so I could understand what my husband was saying and why. He said it doesn't like him because of what he knows. He said it's been whispering to me a long time and desperately wants to drive him, my husband, away. He also explained how his mother told him before to always sleep with the light on because evil moves in the dark. Days later during the night, I tried to cleanse the place again with sage, smudging the room. I set my intention and I did the corners of every area, everything. It was my first time using sage, but I tried my best to follow the instructions. I thought, happily, that the two of us would finish with prayer, and that would be the end of it. After I finished smudging the room, my husband returned home. I saw his silhouette, dark and shadowed in the dying dusk. He stood in the doorway, and I smiled at him. "There's good energy in here," I said. He said nothing, and in the darkness of the room, I noticed with growing horror, his chest did not rise, for he did not need air. His gaze, which remained fixed on mine, was unblinking. I was sure of it. His skin was darker than what the dusk would allow. I shifted towards the nightlight in a panic, but it caught me as I reached to plug it in, pushing me into the wall, where the plug was just inches away, and it began to whisper, its voice both in my mind and in the room. "You think you can get rid of us?" Laughter. Laughter scratched the nape of my neck. "You will never get rid of us." I was thrown into the adjacent wall with such force, I passed out. Since then, I never slept without a light on. Thank you again for subscribing, listening to our stories, and letting us share the tales of others with you. We hope that you enjoy this new story, and make sure to like and subscribe for more.